podcast is rated TV PG for fantasy violence and language. Welcome back to Star Wars Birth of the Republic tabletop role-playing game, Episode 13. I'm Kirk, and I will be your storyteller.
I am Andrew. I play Hakru, the Zabrak Scout.
I'm Eric. I'm playing Lashara, the Bothan Noble.
I'm Greg. I'm playing Dodd, the Human Scoundrel.
Yeah, I'm Seth, playing Jad Marqueta, the Rhodian Scoundrel.
This is Mary, and I will be playing Rora, the Tagorian Scout.
Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Birth of the Republic. Last episode, if I look back a little bit, we had the group finished up their business on Daghi and then traveled with their cargo hold pretty much full of Tor to, where's it at? To return to Dirk Teal, which was where the Thorgan Construction Company has its home base. And landed, delivered the Tor, were paid a good amount of money for what they delivered, and then were invited to stay the night so that Haro could sort of entertain. And they, some people got a little too inebriated later on that night, drinking some fine liqueurs. You also found out during the conversation that he was working on trying to finish up some construction projects he has on Coruscant. One was for a senator's sort of penthouse, and the other one's for a an entry sort of archway for the Jedi Temple. At the dinner, you guys were informed that a Grand by the name of Audant, who represented the Tatari, showed up and told him that he could not buy Tor from anybody else except for this group called the Krenai Industrial Complex on Grandra. Otherwise, it would be a mistake for him to do so. So he kind of laughed him off, sent him on his way. You guys got paid about $20,000 for the run, and were put up in luxurious apartments that he has in his own sort of personal building that were just crazy ridiculous. So meant to house senators or people who own planets, that sort of thing. It was a big affair. So some of you got drunk. In the morning, I think he mixed up a concoction and gave it to at least Lash, because she was the most under the weather. So that's about it. You guys are getting ready to leave and head back to Daghi to pick up a second load of Tor and return it. So basically we're opening up on the morning. Lash is starting to feel better from her drink. So, and they've gotten everything off the ship they needed, so you guys are ready to roll. You guys had also talked to him about some future modifications to the Ripper, and he said he would get people on it and get things sort of ready for that. So,
yeah, we had. I know that we hadn't quite worked out the deal yet because he said he had some kind of discount or something like that was applied at one point.
Right.
But we had not worked that out.
Yeah, and I think overall we don't have enough credits until we get back with this second run.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's morning, and sun's out. The marketplace is bustling. Did anybody buy anything crazy from the marketplace? I think we just got some blasters.
Some blasters, a plant.
A plant, yeah.
You get the hydroponics thing set
They
up. In,
Yeah, I
did
ship,
install
right?
that, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I got was some med packs for my pouch, and I paid Seth back the 100 I owed the group loot, and then I paid for a tripod for my
Rifle.
blaster, which for my sniper rifle.
Yep.
And then I also sold my
Right.
old blaster.
Right. We sold off some old equipment.
Right. So I've not got actually paid from our from our thing yet.
Okay. All right.
All of my money has come in from selling stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you guys want to do on this planet before we take off?
No.
Nanot stayed on the ship along with Leto. That was about all.
I'm going to have one more little powwow with Haro over breakfast
Okay.
and just kind of explain to him some of the things that I found in my net search the night before.
Okay.
And just say, look, Haro, I know you're a brave guy and you're a hell of a businessman, but these guys may be more trouble than you think they are. I like you. I like our relationship. I like our business partnership. And I feel like you're at risk. So please, just for me, try to develop some additional security and safety for yourself.
I'll look into it, he says.
Sure you will. Hey, anyway, just consider it, all right?
I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's got anything else to really discuss or talk about. Okay. Yeah, so it's up to you guys. You're sitting around the breakfast table. They're kind of clearing food out at this point. And he says, I guess we'll expect you back in 2 days. Trip out, day out, and a day back.
That's our expectation. If we're going to be any later, I'll try to notify you.
Okay, sounds good. All right, you guys head back to the ship. All right.
Yeah, I was back on the ship anyway. I just drug myself to the ship and spilled my not spilled my guts, but
Puked?
no. Well, maybe
The
I did.
also.
the drink
But I
is
went-
doing crazy good for you.
Good. So, but I wanted to, spill my emotions of thinking I done bad to.
Oh, that's right.
The holocron
You
master.
did talk to the holocron, and she basically told you it was a learning experience, and that there is a sense of control that you're going to have to use in the future, and use this as an example of losing that control. So it wasn't. She didn't really get onto you. I thought she had you do something minor, like meditate for a couple hours. That was about it. Basically, until it gets out of your system. So you guys get back on the ship. Nanot's looking over the food dispensary thing in the galley area when you guys come in, and he's pondering things and scratching his chin. And whoever's around, he's like, I wonder if we could put little cages with small animals in the ceiling too. Space chickens or something, star chickens.
I wonder if a space chicken would still lay eggs.
We should try this out.
I think we should.
Are we ready?
One of our upgrades is just going to be converting part of the cargo space to a
We're just gonna
small farm.
We're gonna have a farming simulator on a starship.
Fresh milk every morning.
At least
Amazing.
No, that requires
Goats.
a giant,
no
walrus-looking thing.
Ugh, no.
Chad is
Doesn't
not on
exist.
board with
That's
this.
not.
If it has nipples, it can be milked.
Oh,
So
For me, Greg, can I be milked? Not. Never mind. That was a quote. But I realized there's Greg there.
all sorts of inappropriate.
Yeah, I know.
Me too.
hold Hold on, Fockers.
Okay. Nanette starts walking toward the cockpit. He's like, I suppose we're ready to go.
I gotta take my plant back to my bunk and set it up on a table
Okay.
and like make sure it's not gonna fly away when we
Yeah.
lose.
The engines
sure.
turn on and the ship slowly rumbles and lifts off the ground.
Whoa. Hold on. Sorry, I was on mute and didn't realize.
Are you off in the market? Like, hey,
Whoa! Oh, there goes my career.
that ship looks awesome from the outside.
I forgot me. I dropped my little teddy bear on the ground. No, I rolled a 14 for my wisdom check to see if there's anything I'm overlooking. Just kind of contemplating because it's been a week and
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. All right, cool.
They were still going to. That's the other thing during the conversation. He said they were going to be sending crews out to basically rebuild that little town on Dog Key with like 2 or 3 story buildings that the residents could live and grow into, and possibly maybe even like a little wall around so speeders can't come flying in and all that stuff. So they were also taking over. He bought a warehouse in the main city, and they were going to start trying to farm or mine their own Tor as well, so they would be able to get more out of it. And so he was putting out the call to get miners to go there, while also trying to construct habitats and things like that for people. So he seems pretty invested in growing the community and getting it sort of built up to a larger scale.
Okay.
So ships heading off into the atmosphere. Lots of ships going by. And what's everybody doing? Losh is meditating.
Mm-hmm.
Mary is, or Rura is securing her potted plant.
I'm back in the cargo bay that we converted for a little shooting range, practicing with my DL-44s.
Okay.
Because we're taking off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah. Hakru will be in his bunk. And my question is, how much of that Zorgi hide was I able to get?
That thing was huge. It was a good sized thing. I'd say about this. It's a pelt about the size of a bear, maybe 2 bears. That was a big thing. Yeah.
Okay. So like,
And I thought you did a really well roll on disassembling it.
yeah, I did.
So it's in beautiful
if there was
shape.
hide or teeth or claw to be got,
Yeah.
I was able to get it.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how big this thing was. Okay.
Yeah.
So, could Hakru possibly make a trench coat out of this hide
Oh yeah.
large enough for Nanat?
You could probably do 2 if you took it to someone that really knew how to
Hakru wants to make.
cut hide. And I don't know what that skill would fall under.
Survival?
It's more of a trade, though, isn't it? For like, not
I feel like it would be a
seamstress.
survival thing.
I don't know.
I
Survival
know,
would
I
make
feel
it be.
That's for getting it off.
Right. Survival would be good. Yeah, cutting it off, but actually preparing it, tanning it, and then turning it into a coat would be
That's one of the
good
sciencey.
survival.
Or crafting thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have craft.
They
It's a
don't
problem.
have craft in these.
And as like, I've actually worked hide into leather before, and for the most part, it's not that complicated.
Well, no, actually turning it into leather, no, but then like cutting it for
Yeah.
cloth, like
Right.
sizing the pattern right, getting it the most you can out of it.
Yeah,
would-
you're talking like seamstress level professionalism if you're gonna make it look like a thing.
Yeah.
Can that be some kind of knowledge test?
It would have to fall in an analogous. It's probably going to fall under life sciences. That's biology, botany, genetics, archaeology, xenobiology, medicine, and forensics.
So that's the one I got.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Life sciences, physical sciences, no. Theology, criminology, tactics, technology. It's probably going to be under life sciences knowledge. So if you wanted to talk to Rura and see if she could do it, she probably could with a little bit of computer use. And then it would also open up if you wanted to learn that skill. It'd be very easy to say you take the whatever and you're trained in it. So, and you can also assist her, which would help out too. That would be another good thing to do. Real quick, I posted a thing in the forums on the Obsidian portal about leveling up, and we're going to try this formula for a while. So when you're, it kind of worked out that way already. It seems like inadvertently, where if you're level 2, we're going to do like 2 sessions, and then on that third session you're level 3, and then we'll do 3 full sessions at level 3, 4, and so tonight is the last night at 4th level. And that'll let everyone sort of gauge how to use force points and all that stuff. So
that's a good way to do it. I love that.
Yeah,
I liked it before, but you mentioning that, a lot of us hesitate using those
Right.
points because you don't know how to ration them.
right.
But that method really helps out. That's a good idea.
And once we get up a little higher, 7th level, 8th level, I may truncate that a little bit. If there's big stuff you guys do accomplish, there may be a bonus and just level you up then, so you're not slugging through 10 sessions trying to figure out how many force points you could spend each session, that sort of thing. So, but hopefully that helps everyone work out. And like I said, it's the way we kind of did it anyway. We spent too much time at level 1, and then we didn't. The extra time that should have been spent at level 2 was rolled back into that time served, I guess, and so I did the math on it, and I'm like, oh, we're right where we should be. So it's
Cool.
automatic accident, I guess.
I know that Andrew wants to finish up his deal with his coat, but before we go, before we go all the way, I feel like I have some skills from this last level that we haven't really had her learn in story. So before on this trip at some point, Lash is going to talk to Master Jenna and find out if there's some physical exercises she can do and incorporate the lightsaber.
Right. That's what this trip there and back was kind of going to be: the force powers, a mild lightsaber training, and she's going to offer to teach you 2 of the basic non-prereq lightsaber forms. So she's going to be able to teach you the Ataru lightsaber form and the Gem So, which the Ataru, you may add your dexterity bonus instead of your strength bonus on damage rolls when wielding your lightsaber. And when you wield a 2-handed lightsaber, you may add double your dexterity bonus instead of your strength bonus to that damage.
Nice.
So the Gem So is once per round. When an opponent hits you with a melee attack, you may spend a force point as a reaction to make an immediate attack against the opponent. So I know we were talking about trying to do that dexterity thing instead, so the Ataru would be a really easy way to incorporate that in.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to try to
More
build
finesse.
towards that.
Yeah. So that's just it's a lightsaber form talent tree. So that could be your next talent. You just pick it up. So, but I did want to put it out there that she is teaching. She is going to start teaching you the stuff that you've already bought, and then be able to jump ahead real fast. So
Okay.
We could do that, of course, sort of off screen too, or on screen, just depending on what's going on. So
Yeah, you and I can talk about it off screen just to figure out how we want to do that.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've mentioned this a couple times about, having Jad shoot at me or whatever,
Right.
and learning deflect and some of the other
Right. Yeah.
techniques.
Okay. All right. So the ship is climbing out of atmosphere, and you're out in sort of the space lanes. And there is a huge explosion, and the ship gets rocked. Everyone make a dexterity check. Or reflex save, I should say. I'm sorry. DC is 20.
Botch.
Do it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I failed,
Oop.
but not a botch.
Okay.
I also failed.
Are we just
I'm not
adding,
sure how
are we
this
adding to
works.
this?
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank God. Wait.
The DC's
I rolled a 12-sider.
Right, but am I adding my dexterity or my dexterity defense or my reflex defense? Is it a straight
gotta
dex
do
roll, or
this.
is it? Yeah, it's
This is a dex. Add your dexterity onto a d20, and 20 is the
then-
target
okay.
point.
okay. Then I definitely failed. Yeah.
Yep,
There was
same
no-
here.
I probably passed because I rolled the one on a 12-sider.
Oh, that doesn't work.
Rolled the wrong dice. Yeah. So I rolled a 22.
All right. Everyone who failed, 2 points of damage. If you succeeded, no damage. You catch yourself. The ship lurches to the side, and you hear Nanat howling from the cockpit. And Leto comes like floating through. He's floating through the ship as the ship is shifting, which is really weird because it looks like he's moving real crazy, but he's just going in a straight line. Initiative.
Greg goes dead
Terrible.
last.
Mary keeps rolling 3s on different dice.
Yeah, I rolled
Initiative
3
is an
also.
8.
I'm going to use my improved initiative skill so I can re-roll that.
I rolled a natural 20, which doesn't really help, but with my initiative bonus, it's a roll of 31.
Yep.
Wow.
Which makes sense
Damn.
if she was meditating
Yeah.
and may have
Yeah.
had premonition of what was about to
Yep.
happen.
Rura was more concerned about her pot plant. You gotta make
I
sure
had a-
it didn't fall over when the ship jostled before she.
I had a 25 card.
All right. 25 is probably the next highest. Anyone else beat that?
No, I have a 28.
Oh. Hang on. All right.
Lower's better, right?
Yeah.
That seemed to be my
28.
theory, Greg.
Jed
Yeah.
is a 25. Who's under 25? Who else is left?
8.
8.
7. Yeah.
At least
There's
the
a couple
bad
under.
guys. At least the bad guys rolled pretty low too. 13 for one starfighter. Who got 8?
Mary. Rura.
8. Dodd, what'd you get? 7?
7.
And the other pilot got a 3. Oh, a 2, as if it matters. But all right, Lush, what would you like to do? You're meditating, and in a flash before it happens, you like get this danger that shocks through you.
So she's going to, leap up and just head immediately to the cockpit.
Okay. Probably take a full round to get out of your room, get over up there. Hakru.
Same deal. What I kind of imagine is Hakru was under his bed. He was trying to pull out so he could figure out how big the hide was
Yeah.
to start figuring things out. There's a big bang. He kind of hits his head on his bunk
Okay.
and says a quick swear in Zabrak and just starts booking it towards the cockpit.
Okay. Jad, you're shooting. You had it right on target, and the target moved, fell over.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna start yelling because I hit a crate of my stuff that I was gonna sell, and
Yep.
I probably ruined it all. I'm really upset. So I too am going to run to the probably just to the kitchen area.
Okay.
Knowing that the cockpit's not that big.
All right. You get to the kitchen area, and you see Lash and Hakru running toward the cockpit. Starfighters there. They miss and 12. Do.
Sorry, I know you're looking stuff up, but just for reference, we have. How long were we in space before we got shot?
You guys had just gotten out to the outer atmosphere. You're in the space lanes, basically.
Oh, so we're basically not even left planet yet.
Yeah, you're in the super high atmosphere.
Gotcha.
There's no
Okay.
friction on anything, but you guys have just made like you just crossed the line outside of planetary jurisdiction, so to speak.
And we're leaving. We're heading back to Dagheat, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Who's going to take care of the ship stats and everything, damage and all that stuff?
I have the Ripper sheet
Okay.
open right in front of me, so I can do that.
Okay. All right. That is not that. Where'd they go?
Because last time I was the one who piloted, so
21 beat your reflex.
yes.
Okay. And you get up to the cockpit and you see this hail of like laser turrets on auto fire, just and the ship, it's missing, and then it just sort of peppers over the top of it. 60-10. 16, 17, 24, 32 points of damage are put on the ship. So take away any armor and any reduction or whatever that would be.
Right. We have 15 DR, so that is 17.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And the
Yeah, I
other
wish
one,
we had that armor and stuff already.
yeah. All right. So that was 1, 2. Oh, fuck. The third one gets a natch 20.
Oh no.
And I believe Nanat has vehicular combat too. Let me make sure. Yes. All right. So he's just going to roll that to see if he can negate it. So that is a... Come on, buddy. No.
I don't know. Oh, I just came up with an idea. I don't know if it's gonna work.
And so we double the dice damage. Is that what it is, or re-roll the dice for a crit?
I
can't remember.
This is old 3.5. You put it all together and then you multiply. So it's
Okay.
dice plus whatever weapon bonus plus whatever feat you have.
Total damage times whatever. Usually.
All right. That is 80 points of damage.
Cool. We're disabled
Okay.
Okay.
Did it?
because so we subtract the 15 from that,
Yeah.
which makes it 7, which makes it a 60,
65.
like 5. Our damage threshold to become disabled is 75 points.
No, the damage threshold puts you down
Damage threshold is in
on the
one
track.
shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it just in one shot? Okay.
It just drops you down the condition track one slot.
Right, but you have to hit it that in one hit. It's
Right.
not a full round. So
It's
the,
not a
the
cumulative
previous
thing.
damage
Right.
wouldn't have counted.
No, no,
It was
no,
65.
So there's the condition track, but then
Right.
there's still also a way to disable the ship. I thought that's what that threshold was.
Right.
I don't think there's an automatic. That would be
No.
pretty crazy. So it's just if
It's not an automatic thing, but it's like, oh,
Right.
your ship has sustained this much damage, you're just disabled.
Yeah,
Right. No,
no.
the damage threshold is just how you drop down the condition track.
Right.
And
Right.
that's like it's like massive damage was.
Right.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Either way, we have 24 hit points left
Okay.
out of
Right.
110.
All right. And
Sorry, 28.
oh shit! I didn't roll for. Nanat got a shitty. Nanat got a shitty roll for his. Where'd he go? Oh no, that wasn't that bad. 28. All right. That was the last Starfighter. Rura. The ship is groaning.
Right, is running towards somewhere where she can get to something she can fix.
Okay.
Wherever it sounded like that hit impacted. She
Okay.
won't be able to do enough to repair, but she can. If she needs to be where she can regulate power if she has to. If we drop, although she doesn't know how much damage we've taken. So.
Right. I believe that is under the mechanics.
Right. No, that's
thing.
you can move yourself back up the condition track by regulating power, but it takes an hour to actually repair damage to the ship. So
Okay.
she's getting prepared to regulate power, not knowing exactly how hard we've been hit.
Okay.
Yeah, like things you can do in vehicle combat is like restore. We had them, but we don't.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. All right. We are at Dodd. Oh, so did you want to do anything, Mary, or are you just getting in place?
I mean,
Because you're kind of in the back interior. Well, you're in the interior of the ship, so you could probably get where you need to go.
yeah, she needs to get to where she can do engineering stuff, and that's
Okay.
about. Yeah.
All right. So did you want to roll anything, or do you want to wait till next turn?
Well, the problem is that we haven't actually dropped on the condition track, so I can't actually do anything.
Oh, I thought we did with that last shot. The
No,
80.
No, we
okay.
didn't. We didn't
Yeah.
exceed the damage threshold, so
Okay.
we haven't
Got
actually
close.
dropped.
It was 65, right?
Right.
Is what we
Okay.
got
65
after
out of
DR.
75.
Yeah.
And the problem is the next hit that does enough to drop us on the damage threshold will kill us instead of dropping us down the condition track, but I don't have any way of knowing that. So
Okay. So Dodd, it is your turn.
Yeah, I was already on the bridge because I was going to be calculating the jump to hyperspace. So what I do is I hit the comms
Okay.
and I say, ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing a fun attack in space. If you've got engineering skills, head to places and start putting things over holes. Anybody else, get to the gun wells. I'm going to calculate us a jump as soon as we clear into some sort of space where it's safe to do so. Hell, maybe not even when it's safe. And I roll astrogation.
All right. Astrogation.
And that is a 12 plus computer 2, so 14 plus 15 is 29.
All right.
Do I think that I've got a channel that I can just do a hike, like a quick jump, just to get us out of the immediate line of fire?
It usually requires a minute to astrogate.
Okay.
At the end of that, you do your computer check.
Okay.
So
I will start doing that then.
Otherwise, it would be a blind jump like what you guys did before, where the number is like 35 or something crazy like that.
I didn't make that target number, so we won't do that.
Okay. Okay. So you're starting to calculate. I don't think it. They said, oh, where's it at? It's not hostile computer. See astrogation, of course.
It's too bad it's not possible to just jump a little bit. You know,
That's
even
it.
if you don't.
That's
you know,
kind of my
But like
goal.
10,000 miles between us and them. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Space.
Exactly.
Space
That's-
distance, but not so far away that they can't still see us, but far enough away that we know for a fact we won't hit anything.
That's the difficulty of it. It's
right.
It's
the
not
problem is we're too close to a lot of things.
super easy. Yeah.
No, I mean like going from here to Mars, basically, right?
Right, but
You're not
we're too
really
close
going
to the
anywhere.
gravity wells of a lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad, jumping through hyperspace ain't like dusting crops,
Yeah.
boy.
And it's not my thing. It's not my thing.
All right.
Attempt to make the check in one round is a negative 10 modifier to your roll.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
can do it quick, but it's a negative 10.
Yeah.
It's a negative 10. Do I know what the target number is to make a jump? Just a regular jump?
In theory, a regular jump is a 10.
DC 10. Yeah. Astrogate with no data with which the pilot can
Shit.
jump is a 30. And that's what you guys were.
30.
That's what you guys were doing before when you were
Right.
plotting. So it's going to be a 30, basically a 40. You're going to hit.
Okay. I'm going to just do it calculations the old school way,
Okay.
hoping that I can find a line of sight with getting us the hell out of here.
Okay. Access. Let me roll. 2, 11, 22. All right, we are. Well, that guy. Yeah, he doesn't. There, it. What you see in the cockpit is two starfighters, three starfighters cross over because they go faster than the ship, and they're kind of out front. And it looks like they're turning around, and you see some more laser fire from behind you, but it's not as nimble. Does that make sense?
So like a cruiser, maybe.
Or something about the size of your well, no, maybe a little bit bigger. That's just not able to line up real easy because not doing like this. All right.
Okay.
So we're back up to Lash. You are up in the cockpit now, and you're seeing all these fighters zip by. Make a perception roll.
Okay. 17. 28.
You see
No,
on
26, I'm sorry.
you see on the underbelly of one of the fighters is the Tatari sunburst as it goes by.
So she's gonna slide into the communications console. I think it's right there.
Okay.
And she's gonna slam on the open channel, and she's like, "Hey! We get it. We get the point. We know who you are. What do you want? What do you want?"
Good call.
That would be
Persuasion?
Persuasion, yeah.
20, not natural.
Okay. Oof, rolled bad. You hear a break on the comm, and a voice says, "We want the bounty on you." On the Ripper.
Well, it can't be that much. You hear me say over the
Scream from the front. Oh,
over my
really?
shoulder.
So it is Hakru and Nanat's turn. Hakru's Nanat's screaming about, "Get to the gunning systems."
Yeah. When I see it's Nanat piloting and not Leto or something like that,
Yeah.
Hakru like turns on his heel and runs straight for wherever the gun is.
Okay. You can get in and get strapped. Probably takes a full action to get in that thing. So you're ready to go, and your thing is lighting up, and you've got 3 fast targets, and you've got a slower target behind you guys that's moving maybe about the same or a little slower than you guys are.
Okay.
But its blip is a little larger than yours, so it's a gargantuan size.
Okay.
All right. Jad.
All right. So overhearing that how crew is going into the gunnery position, I'm gonna curse under my breath, and then I'm gonna go put on one of the life suits, the space suits, and I'm gonna set the E-web up in the car. I'm gonna drop the ramp down and
Nice. Okay.
shoot at the ship behind us.
So it's going to take you probably a full round to get the suit on, and another round to set up the E-web, and another round to decompress and open up the bay doors. So you got about 3 rounds doing this. All right.
Holy crap!
I thoroughly advocate this plan. I think it is an excellent plan.
This is your moment, Jad.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. Those in the cockpit see the fighters starting to turn around, and one of them starts taking on fire, and it just keeps hammering this ship until it just explodes it just vaporizes. And this other strange, like, upright ship comes flying through, firing at the other starfighter, making it veer off from coming back around. So basically, you guys have one coming back at you.
We have a friend.
Hakru,
Be better.
make a use the force
We have
check.
2 enemies.
Oh no.
DC
These guys are
25.
fighting over the bounty.
Oh no. Oh hey.
Make it.
Nat 20 plus my use the force of 10. So
Okay.
yeah.
There you go. You're you sense the force, but it doesn't seem to affect you. You're trying to get everything sort of organized. All right. The one starfighter coming back.
I like that my player knowledge is certain that there's a Jedi out there trying to help us, but the character knowledge does not know, and he's trying to calculate the jump to light speed.
All right, this fighter is coming straight back at you guys in the cockpit, and it's firing full on. And Nanat does this like jerk, and the ship flips a little bit and turns out of its way. That's the starfighter. Rura, we're back to you. Sparks are flying, air hoses are flopping around her.
Right.
Oh, clunk!
What the hell are you doing up there? I'm not sure that there's anything I like. Basically, I'm locking down things as they spark or whatever.
Right.
Practically speaking, I'm not doing anything. So
It
I'm
looks
ready
good.
to do things when things start.
You're
happening,
sort of
but
doing
till
an
then,
inventory of what's damage
I'm
control.
like, yeah, exactly.
It's a long list that just says this is fucked, this is messed up, this is messed up, this is messed
Yeah.
up.
Go ahead
Is
and
there any
make.
kind of ready to action or anything that would set her up for?
It just takes time to do that mechanic skill. So go ahead and roll your mechanics.
Well, the problem is there's literally nothing I can do in combat
Right.
unless we are down on the condition track. If we're disabled, I can jury rig the ship back into working condition,
Right.
but not until we're disabled. And if we drop on the condition track, I can spend 3 swift actions to get us back up.
Right.
But until those things happen, there's nothing mechanically I can do.
Otherwise, basically, if you don't have shields, there's nothing for a mechanic to do in the heat of a fight.
Right.
I
Yeah,
see.
until the condition track comes into play.
Yeah. Go ahead.
But
and
I will be here in case we do get disabled because I can get the ship back into working order.
Right. Go ahead and roll mechanics while you're
Temporarily.
back there.
Okay. I got a 30.
Okay. You start calling out over the intercom what's been damaged. Looks like the engines are all right. Hyperdrive's fine. A lot of structural damage. It looks like they've pitted the outside through the hull in certain points where there's now a vacuum of space, but it's inside a compartment up top, sort of thing. So she just starts basically rattling off the things that have been damaged and what's going on, what systems are fine, that sort of stuff too. All right. So, Dodd, it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to continue
Doing plotting.
Continue I think that's, I'm hoping for safety, but I will also, as a swift or free action, lock in my seatbelt.
Okay. Yep. That's you're able to do that. Leto is flying and settling in the co-pilot, and his arms are out, and he's assisting Nanat right now. All right.
Did I see the blaster fire go and then see one of the ships that was attacking us blow
Yes.
up?
Everybody in the cockpit saw that.
Then I will over my shoulder say, "Okay, who is that?"
Who is that, and why are you our new best friend?
Yeah.
Not why, but thank you.
I kind of say it in the direction of Lash because she's got the comms. So
Does a 19 beat the ship's reflex?
Yep. We have a 12.
Oof.
We're clunky.
All right.
we need things to make us go.
Yeah. And can you only do vehicular combat once per turn?
Yes. It's once per turn on any one attack.
All right.
Actually, I don't think. Wait, hold on. Before I murder us.
Vehicular combat, close pilots, perception, tough as nails, rifle. All right.
Yeah, it's once per round as a reaction.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So as everybody said, the other thing you get with it is it then allows you to use any of your shooty skills with the. Yeah.
All right.
So even though I'm not piloting, but I have vehicle combat, because I'm in the gunner seat, I can still apply any of my shooting stuff with the guns.
All right. 31 points of damage. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. It's ion damage. It's a proton torpedo.
I don't know how that affects it.
What do we decide on stun damage? It's the same. It works the same exact way.
I
So
thought
does
we
that mean
did
that our-
half damage.
We
that right?
changed it.
Half-
Because
Yeah,
the
we changed
stun
it.
was
What-
just dumb
Yeah.
before that.
Whatever the normal damage is.
Stun does half. I thought that's what we did, but
Yeah. So we're not using stun settings.
No,
It's
no,
just
yeah,
regular
that's
damage.
what Ion does. It's you half of the damage dealt
Okay.
is
Is
half
what
the
goes
damage you
through.
rolled is dealt, and then
It takes you down the condition
If-
track.
yeah, well if it hang on.
If you're down to 0 hit points, it moves you down the
Right,
condition track.
only if you drop to 0 hit points does it drop you on the condition.
Oh, I thought it did
If
automatically.
the ion damage before being halved equals or exceeds your damage threshold, you move down the condition track. So if the raw rolled
Okay.
damage equals the damage threshold, we drop the condition track. Otherwise, you have to do enough damage halved to get us down to 0.
Okay.
Okay, so it's ion. So it was
31.
31 ion.
Yep.
Okay,
So
so that comes out to be
So 16 if
16,
you round Q, yeah.
which also then means
We have
yeah.
10.
So is it round to us or round to? So who gets to the rounding? Are we rounding up or down?
Language.
Sorry.
Sorry, that was my bad.
It is round a screw. So
Okay,
So
then we take 1 point of damage
okay.
okay.
because we have armor.
All right.
Yay.
We have 15 armor.
Yay. We are
How many
back.
hit points do we have left?
27.
Cool.
We are back to Lash at the top.
So Lash is going to take the cue from Dodd and say, whoever's assisting, stay on us. We need help. We're in trouble here. Who is it? Who's helping?
Okay. Dead space. Hakru.
No, that's terrifying.
A
Let's
crew
not
is
do
going
that.
to point the cannon at who shot us.
Yes.
He is going to aim and he is going to fire.
Yep. Okay. It's one of the fighters.
Yeah.
Now would be a good time for one of those famous natural 20s.
Right?
Yeah. Or a reroll at least. If you got it.
It's not a 20, but it's a base 19.
There you go.
That's good.
That beats the reflex.
All right. Are they within what would be considered short range?
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Okay, cool.
short range is ridiculous in space too. I believe it's something crazy.
Right. I'm just qualifying because I get to add my point blank shot,
There you
which
go.
I think only adds 1 to the damage.
Right.
But still.
No, one
Okay,
could
where's
do
the
it.
river? Here's 4d10 times 2. 68.
Shields are 15.
Oh, wow.
Damage reduction is a 5.
His shields are gone.
What-
2
what-
points of damage.
What happens is every time you hit the shields, it takes that subtracts from your damage, and then the shield rating drops by 5. So if he did, unless he fixes it, so it would be 10 next
Right.
time.
Yeah, he's
It's pretty crazy. Damage threshold 32. That beats that. So he is at minus 48.
And down 1 on the condition track.
Yes.
Hey, that's a hell of a thing.
Yeah. Minus 1 for that one.
yeah, I rolled 10 10 9 4.
Perfect. And the knot is still flying. All right. So that is Jad. We're up to Jad. So you've got the E-web set up, and you've like put space bolts in the rigging, so it's not going to fly out on you. All right. And we are to the Starfighter.
Open it up next turn.
With it being hit, it misses. You see the other 2 starfighters trying to attack that other ship that just showed up. Miss and a miss. And, the ship that has joined and seems to be helping you out rolled an Natch 20, and another one of the starfighters just evaporates. And we need to have Hakru make another use the Force, DC 30 this time.
This is the second nat 20 that I've rolled for use the Force.
Okay.
And it is again a 30.
There you go. You hit it. So
I can't go higher.
You sense something and you're like, back to firing. All right. Starfire, third one. He's got to move off and turn back around because he just did a strafing run. Rura.
Is doing what she's doing.
Okay. Still calling out damage, assessing everything.
Ready to fix it if there's something I can fix.
Did we skip something? No, it's Dodd's turn. I'm sorry.
Still calculating.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on round 3 of 10.
All right.
Yeah.
And some more fire from the back misses again. You didn't see didn't see Nanat do his fancy flying, so. All right. We are back at the top. Lash.
Question. So I have a depth negotiator,
Right.
and part of the prerequisite for using that ability is it says that the target must be able to see, hear, and understand you.
Yep.
Is that something that, like, is it direct, or is it just like, can they see our craft and hear me over the general comm?
Correct.
Like, how does that work? Can I use a depth negotiator?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to use that on one of the fighters that's still focusing on us. I think there might only be one focusing on us.
Right. There's only one focusing on you.
So I'm going to try to weaken their resolve with words, and she's going to say, yeah, that shot counted. You ready for your second one? So they have to... I make a persuasion check.
Okay.
19.
Okay. And they have to beat that?
The result,
or is that just beat their will?
It says, yeah, if the result equals or exceeds the target's will defense, it moves -1 step down the condition track.
All right. He's at a -2.
Sweet.
It's -1, -2, -5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, -5, -10. Here's a quick question for Nanat. Is he flying defensively?
He is.
Because if he is, we get a +5. We either get a +2 to our dodge bonus, or we get a +5 to our dodge bonus.
Can he do that and also do the
vehicle combat thing? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because these are standard actions where the vehicle combat is a reflexive action, so they're completely. The only things that it affects is me shooting. I would if he does the minus, if he does the +2, I take a -5. If he does a +5, I take a -10. I would rather live.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Skill, character, skill, starship, skill, cruise, position. Is it under pilot?
Yeah, it's under pilot. Fly defensively. It's almost down towards the bottom.
Okay.
As a standard action, you can concentrate more on protecting your vehicle than hurting your enemies. It's what I was doing in the first one. So, like, I was flying defensively, and then I was coaxing speed.
Yeah.
As my swift action, or as like 2 swift actions.
Ram, another attack, run, dogfight.
Wait, where are you looking under the pilot skill, or where is the
attack of opportunity? Fly defensively. Gain a
It's not on
+2.
the pilot skill, Andrew.
It should
wait.
in the inside wiki. You got to go down to the bottom. You and all gunners take a -5 to attack rolls, and your vehicle gains a +2 dodge to its reflex until the start of the next turn. If you choose to make no attacks, your vehicle instead gains a +5 dodge bonus. And the gunners take a -10. Oh, right below that, if you're trained, you gain a +5 to the reflex defense.
Yeah, if you're trained, then it bumps up. So we could get a. So if he's trained in piloting, which he is, then we would get a +10 bonus, where everyone get and a -10 to the. So yeah, we could. That's how we had our defense up.
Yeah.
So high before.
Oh, it's under dogfight, not pilot.
It's way down. Yeah. All right. So he is going to do that starting now. Well, when his turn comes up again. Oh, standard actions.
Or it's in the. Okay. Yeah, it's in the.
Yeah, it looks like he was just trying to increase speed so that
Right.
fighters didn't have such a bonus on flying around. So, all right. Were we back around to the top? I think it fired on you guys again, and that's where we're at. Or did Losh? Did you do something?
Well, I mean, I used that adept negotiator.
that's where we're at.
Doesn't
Okay.
seem like very long ago.
Yeah, that was it. That was the last thing we did. So now it's Hakru and Anat's turn, and Anat is going to do the defensive thing.
Okay.
So Gunners
Since we're
all take a
on
-5.
the same turn, do I take the negative, or do I not take the negative until the next shot?
It's on this turn. You guys are go at the same time. You and Anat are
Right.
at the same time.
So
So
I'm trying to figure out how, because it's a difference between a raw roll or a -10 to the roll. So
you would take a -5 to your attack rolls or a +10 dodge if you choose to make no attacks. So that's on you.
doesn't matter. Roll to 20.
Okay.
I almost want to switch away from this dice, but it's keeping us alive right now.
All right. So go ahead and roll your damage. I'm sure it hit. Their thing is... Yeah, the reflex is an 18.
Yeah, so I'd be... Yeah. Well, natural 20, so it hits anyways. So
Double damage, come on.
okay, let's see. Oh, this wasn't nearly as cool.
1, 2, 2, 1, 4,
Almost.
3. Yay.
1, 3, 3, 6.
Woo! Times 2 and then times 2 again, so not terrible.
Yeah, so 1, 3, 3, 6. That's
52.
it. Sorry, hold on. Let me.
That's all right.
I'm convinced somebody has said the right number, but if I don't do it myself, I will never figure it out.
That's all right.
So that's 13 plus my 1 from point blank. So that's 14 times 4 is 56, which I think is what Eric said earlier.
Well, I said 52, but you didn't have your +1 from your.
There you go. So 56 on my crit.
All right. And they have the shields 10. So 30 go through just below the threshold, damage threshold. It's looking pretty rough. All right.
So are we.
Jed, you are opening up the bay doors, and you've got a tether on yourself so you don't go flying out. The air all evacuates. And when it opens up, you see a freighter following you guys, and it's firing at you. So,
I'm going to unload on it.
all right. The next turn, you'll be able to get back to the thing and fire it up. Let's have Hakru make another. 35 is the DC.
Yeah, I didn't make this one.
Okay.
I got a 26.
Okay. It's kind of a blanket, so Losh, go ahead and roll your use the force as well.
30.
Yeah. Both of you hear in your heads, I've found you, my pet. And with this, Hakru doubles up. All right. So, would you make any whimper or yelp or anything like that? And it's very familiar. The voice you
Yeah.
comes out of nightmares.
I think he's going to he would definitely freeze because where his background is, he would not be making like when you get scared and you move, that's when you die.
Right.
So he's probably taking that effect. He may also just start like holding down the auto fire button and just start spinning to hit anything.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so aiming has gone out the window.
Okay.
He's like as soon as he hears that, he's going to freeze, and then on his next turn, he's just switching to auto fire, holding down the buttons, and just going to spin at and just shoot at everything.
Okay.
Going full Last Starfighter on it, are we?
Yep. Death Blossom. Anyone that's able to monitor the blips of what's going on, the third starfighter that is heading towards you guys, as Hakru is just like firing wildly, it dips down out of its arc a little bit and it's heading straight for you guys. And that other ship that joined in fires on it, and it cracks into nothing, explodes.
Is that the one that we've been firing at?
Yes. So those are all gone. Rura's still yelling and screaming about stuff. Dodd's still computing. And Jad gets a full view that this is a Corellian XS stock light freighter that is trailing you guys, firing its weapons. It's not huge, but it's rated as it's the same size as you guys. It's colossal.
Yeah.
It is the other ship that has been helping you guys that is rated as gargantuan. All right. Where is its things? Oh, it misses. 13 doesn't hit you guys. So we are back at the top at Losh. Like, you hear a voice in your head and you're like, what? You sort of did you see some of Hakru's memories at one point, or did he just talk about it? I can't remember. I thought you guys did some sort of like telepathic.
Eric, you gone mute.
Yep.
Sorry, yeah, we did know.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
I got flashes of his background.
Right.
Yeah, we've discussed several things. You have also seen several of my nightmares.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you may remember this voice from that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think she would.
It's unmistakable. The inflection, however this person talked, you exactly know who this is. So it's your turn.
Because of the massive amount of emotion that she senses the fear and whatnot. I mean, if you want me to use the Force, I will, but she's going to instinctively stand up away from the console, and because she's trained in melee combat a bit, she's going to reach down and find that she has her lightsaber on.
Okay.
Like, it throws her off so much she kind of, it just goes instinctual for a moment.
Yep.
And she's reaching down and she grabs her lightsaber hilt.
Okay. All right. Hakru.
You can taste Hakru's fear.
Yeah. Hakru, we're back up to you, and then not.
Okay, so what did we decide?
He's still
happens
flying
here?
defensively. I thought it was pretty rough when it's.
Oh no, yeah, it
connected.
is. I'm just trying to think here. Let's see. Oh no, I did not write down effects. Were we treating that as like a condition track thing, or? Oh no! I remember. Okay, yeah. While I'm shitting my pants, I don't get any of my level bonus to anything that I do. That's what it was.
I thought it was pretty rough.
It's like losing a condition track because I mean, like.
Oh,
that
that's
means
what it
losing
was.
minus-
That's
What's
what
up?
I thought. That's what we decided. Like, you would jump down the condition track if you're continually experiencing it.
Yeah.
So you're at a -1.
Yep. But yeah, I've switched over to auto fire, and it is literally who's the closest target. That is who a crew is firing at.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll. I'm going to say this is like a minus 15 because you're just. I imagine you're just slunk down in your chair with the things, and you're just turning it as much as you can in as many directions you can.
So take -1, 2.
At one point, we're going to lose a satellite dish just because you're not bothering to strafe over the actual ship components.
Yep.
Probably.
As long as if he botches, yeah, he would be hitting the ship.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get that. So my grand total is a 13.
Okay. It's just
After everything is said and done.
Wildly firing into space. I don't think it hits either. 17 and
Oh wait, auto fire 11.
14.
Sorry, because there's minuses from that because that's all I'm doing.
Okay. All right, Jad, it is your turn.
All right.
This thing is sluggish. It doesn't look like it's maneuvering hardly at all. Because of the defensive flying, though, you take a -5 to your shots.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So I'm going to get ready to fire. And
Do an auto fire?
I was going to do burst fire, but I don't want to have to take another -5.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do, standard. All right. That is where's my thing? 15.
That hits.
Cool. Can't believe it.
Yep. They have a 14.
So I would have hit if I didn't auto fire.
Yeah.
18. 25 points of damage.
Let's see. 15 is their damage reduction. So 10 go through. And it's basically like a 4x4 square, so I imagine you're firing at the cockpit. And it's just like peppering all over it. And you see people inside like doing this.
What the heck?
Very confused.
Yeah.
Where's that coming from?
Yep. All right. So we are at. Go ahead and make another use the force check.
Let's need
25.
to do that.
Huh?
Both of us need to do
No,
that, or just a creature?
Just him. So he goes down the congestion track one more time, and the voice comes through again. It says, "You can never escape me." And it's just this whispering through. Both of you are hearing it because it's she doesn't have a pinpoint of where he's at, and she fires at the last thing and hits. Let's see what she does damage wise. It's 5d10. 28, 32 times 2, 64. 15. So 49 go through that time. All right. Jad, as you're firing at the thing, you see this other ship come screeching through, and she just lights up the whole side of that ship, and it kind of jars violently.
I'm just like, what the heck was that?
Yep. So Rura and Dot are doing their thing, and this ship sort of peels off from you guys and starts to fly away, and that other ship is starting to turn around and come back at it again, firing at it. So, how many more turns do we have before Dot can lock in the coordinates?
Like
5.
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's 4.
All right. So with that, Nanat jumps into the engines to get you guys farther and farther away. He is overtaxing the engines, and he calls out, "I'm going to stress out the engines to get us some space."
Okay.
And the whatever you're looking at like lights up, and you smell like burning wire a little bit as he does this. Jad's still sitting back there. The ship has moved pretty far away at this point. I don't think you can have one more shot at it before it moves out of your range.
Nice. All right. Oh, 17, so that'll hit.
That hits.
And oh man, I'm rolling pretty good here. 32. 39.
39 minus 15. All right. You actually do some damage to it now that it's down that far.
Nice. Except I won't be able to hit it again. Actually, I'm going to hit the intercom and ask them not to slow down. I'm like, why are we running away from him? I've got him in my sights. I'm taking him out. Slow down.
her crew comes on over the intercom and goes, just he swears and just goes, "I don't care how far you are in the calculations. You can jump now, or I'm coming down and we're jumping now."
Yeah, you Force users have not told anyone else that this third ship is a danger.
Yeah.
So,
Like, to stress this, her crew said this in this voice.
yeah. But
It was not up here in the normal one. It came on and just goes, "We are either jumping now, or I'm leaving the gunner seat to come down to that pilot's seat, and we are jumping now."
so the rest of you all have no idea why he's acting this way all of a sudden. That's what I'm trying to
Yeah.
let you guys know, that it's kind of out of the
Yeah.
blue. So we were at Jad. You see that third ship kind of swing back around, or start to swing back around on the other freighter. We're back up to Lash.
So Lash, since she's standing up, she realizes that her hand's on the saber, but there's nothing immediately there, so she lets that go, and she like walks down the hallway a little bit and turns and looks into the turret where Hakru is, and says, "Hakru, what is that thing?"
So when you look over the crew, you're used to seeing, like, his, kind of like yellow and black skin, and it has become very pale. He is actively shaking. He has white knuckled onto every controller, and he is just completely rigid, and he's just breathing very heavily, very fast.
So she's gonna say, Hakru, and she's gonna start leaning into the force. As soon as she sees him in this terror, she's gonna lean into the force a little bit. She's going to, I don't know if it's gonna help him in this condition because I don't know what's happening to him, but she's gonna use Inspire Confidence to try to help him get under control. And she's gonna say, "We're all right behind you. You're gonna be okay. We're right here on your back." She's gonna actually use the Inspire Confidence skill. I gotta pull that up real quick. It's a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and skill checks for the rest of the encounter.
You effectively moved me back up 1 on the condition track.
Hey, whatever can help. And I don't think there's a roll for it. It's just, yeah. As a standard action, you inspire confidence in your allies and your line of sight, granting them a +1 morale bonus on attack rolls and +1 morale bonus on skill checks for the rest of the encounter.
Okay.
Unless I go unconscious or die.
Okay. So, Hakru, it is your turn again.
Did we jump?
No.
Hakru is making his way to very quickly and very firmly
Okay.
to the cockpit to go make us jump.
Okay. Nanat says, should we stop and thank this person that's helped us out before we jump?
I'll get on the comm and say, yeah, sounds good to me.
Dodd, were you wanting to say something?
Well, it was my turn to go after Lash went, and
Again, if you do it faster, it's going to be that DC 30.
right.
And you don't understand either, because like somebody else has come in and helped you guys out and cleared off the.
Yeah, I just all I
it's
know
very
is
alien.
that I heard him say jump or jump now, and it seems like the situation is relatively safe, so I don't feel the urgency.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I will click the comm and I'll say, Hakru, what are you talking about?
You should be in a position to hear what I just said to
Yeah.
him, though.
Yeah. You guys are all pretty close.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like
you guys,
in a minute, I'm there.
Yeah. Well, you climb down, and there is Lash looking at you, concerned. With that look of it's concerned because she knows what's going on.
And while I don't like check her or anything like that, because that's he does put like one hand on Lash's shoulder, like kind of moves and steps aside, but looks completely past her.
Okay.
Like it's not a tight grip or anything like that. Like it whatever warmth he can convey at this point in time, that comes through on the shoulder touch. But even then, you know it's very little.
Okay.
And yeah, as he can finish his walking up into the cockpit, he just goes, "We need to jump now.
Why?
We cannot thank anyone. I will explain after jump. Please." You start like
I already rolled.
the
I
not-
spent a force point.
Turn it
and
around.
it's- what I've rolled is 34.
Okay. So he plugs it in, and the Knot's looking over his shoulder at you, really concerned, like, what are we doing? Like,
Cargo bay still open.
yeah. Jad,
Okay.
you see the
If I
freighter
noticed that the cargo
evaporate.
bay doors- Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
The freighter disintegrates, and the ship it's pretty off in the distance, but it starts to turn in your direction. And Hakru, make another roll as her voice comes over.
"22."
Okay. Nothing will stop me from getting to you.
I send a message back going, like, just very much or I'm going to try to.
You're down again on the third condition track, so you're at a -5,
-5.
-4.
Oh yeah, -4. But at the same point in time, all I'm doing is sending a message. That's like a DC 15.
Yep.
Yeah, I succeed. And I go, "And I will make you chase me until we are destroyed."
Okay.
Like I physically say this.
Oh, you say it out to everybody else, and now it's like, what?
I say, like, he has no control. He's just shitting his pants right now.
If you're
That
driving in
looks
a car and
very strangely.
everybody does. Even Leto like spins around just for a second. What in the wild world of sports is going on here?
When Cruz says this, he's shaking. And I am not as good of a voice actor, but he says it like he's very much holding back tears.
Okay.
Do I notice that the hatch is still open?
Yeah.
Okay, then I can't
Will the
hyperspace.
I say, will the ship allow us to jump
I would not think so with the bay doors
yeah.
open.
No.
Jed, we need to close that bay door.
All right, on it. Smash
He
the
gets up
button.
and then
By now, I could probably have finished the calculations.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the doors
Yeah, I
close,
mean,
the light goes green. Nanat kind of looks at everybody, looks from Lush to Dodd, like with a
I look at Nanat and I just kind of shrug and I say, somebody's got some explaining to do.
he turns around and pulls some dials, and the stars streak, and you guys are gone. Hyperspace tunnel. Everyone's staring at Hakru.
I was saying,
Yeah,
and
I get
everybody, and then also Aurora, like you like cutscene to her, like, oh, that's the hyperspace drive. It must be
A
done.
hose goes
Okay.
flying right past your view.
Open the door, walk out, walk up into this tableau of a cockpit, and going, okay, what happened?
All right. I stand up and I turn because my back has been to him and I've had to keep craning my neck around. And I'm like, the crew, seriously, man, what's going on?
it is a long story.
We've got
and you are going to hear
3
it.
hours.
We have time. I'm aware, but if Jad would like to hear it, let's see if he wants to come in as well. This may be better, more comfortable in the mess.
Cut real quick back to Jad, and he's polishing his e-web. You're my
Oh
baby.
yeah, polishing
You're,
it,
you're my
oiling it,
baby. I love you, baby.
Yeah.
You did good.
putting it back into the new padded crate.
All right. So we do another wipe, and you guys are all sitting around the common area with like sparks dropping in certain points, and an air hose is broken at another point. Nanat's back there with you guys. Lato's up piloting through the tunnel, hyperspace tunnel.
We all just have these expectant looks on
Yeah.
our faces.
So
Her like hides a hose behind her while she's staring at.
So, Jad, when you joined us, I had only briefly become a member of this crew. Prior to that, I lived in a hell. This hell's name is Dathomir. Spent where we are split into groups. There are the brothers, the males, and then the females, the sisters, who practice an art that is not too different from Lashmi's ways. While Lash has used it to move items, communicate, very... I don't want to offend you and say simple, but compared to what the sisters do with it, it is like watching a toddler versus a lion. They use this art to, and at this point in time, like, he takes off his shirt and just exposes his torso. Every scar you see here, with the exception of this one, and he circles the bite mark from the Zorgi, is where they rip me apart and put me back together over and over and over again. I do not actually know how old I am, because I do not know for how many cycles they did this.
Why would they do that? I don't get it. Practice what?
Their art to become stronger in it. They've mastered death.
What does that mean, mastered death?
If she kills me, that is not the end for this vessel or soul.
Come on, I say, and just kind of sit back in the chair a little bit farther. Look, I don't doubt that you went through some horrible things, but you're getting into...
Have I ever lied to you? Have I ever given you to believe anything I have ever said was false?
No. But listen,
Look
you're
at
asking
my
for
eyes
a
and tell me
pretty
it's not
strong
true.
leap. Conquering death.
Look into my eyes.
All right, I'll take you seriously. What do we do?
The individual in the what I now can only by process of elimination believe to be the remaining ship. I got a was the sister who practiced on me.
It was a pretty big ship for just one person.
She's probably not the only one on it.
Okay.
She is a Night Sister by the name of Sula.
Night Sister by the name of Sula. And these people are from your planet?
Dathomir is not my planet. It is where I was born. It is where I was raised. And it where I was slaughtered. Over and over and over again.
So Lash is going to look at her crew and look back at the rest of the crew who, obviously is staring at him with some disbelief. And she's going to completely back her crew up and say, I've seen her in some shared visions with her crew. Nothing he says here is false. You should believe every word, and I know she's on that ship. I could hear her calling to him.
Sounds to me like we just need to blow up her ship.
Yeah, well, we're not in any condition to
After
do
we
that
fix
right now.
ours.
Yeah, okay.
Details.
Right. Okay, Lash,
She
her
tucks
crew.
another hose back into the ceiling.
You guys have shown me over and over and over again about this whole force thing being relevant, and I've trusted you so far. And I've done my best to try to believe in something I've never even heard of, right? So bear with me and tell me what you think we need to do to defend ourselves from a dark sorcerer.
You need to deposit me somewhere and leave.
Out of the question.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's
I
not.
need an engineer that can handle some of this stuff along with this other
Gestures
engineer.
immediately to Rura.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the two of you need to get this ship back together, and I can't do that without you.
I will
Right,
help
and you know
repair
how
the
to do
ship.
things that I don't. That's not. Plus, leaving you by yourself does not sound like a way to defeat her. It sounds like
Yeah.
a way to let you not die or whatever. That's
Sounds
not
like we're
something we
giving her
wanna
back her
do.
toy.
Yeah.
We don't wanna
I
give her
didn't
back her
say
toy.
that was defeating her.
Right, but the question he asked was, how do we go about fighting her?
You don't.
So Lash is going to say, hold on just a moment. We're in hyperspace now, which means we're fairly safe so long as the ship stays operational. Her crew, can you help the cat take care of the ship? Devote your time to that right now while we're in hyperspace. And I'm going to talk to my master. She will know more about how we might be able to defeat her.
I look at Jad, and I just kind of, okay. like looking to Jad like he may be the only sane person in the room, kind of look. You know what I mean?
Say Rora has just started doing like ear flicks of dismissal,
Right.
whatever. Like laugh.
And I imagine Jad's sitting there, and his eyes are like these star fields. They don't have like a pupil, so he's just sitting there, like looking
Right.
straight
You don't know
ahead.
if
You don't
he's
know who
like-
he's looking at. Yeah, you know,
If
or-
he's intently listening or if he is just zoned out.
Could be.
Right.
Could be either.
Okay.
camera pans up closer and closer and closer to him, and he's just doing this eye thing where he's just sitting there.
Just more and more things you can see reflected.
So here's what I think. I think
Sorry.
we can't lead this person back to the people of Dog He. I think that would be tantamount to murdering that entire village based on what it is that he's saying.
Yeah.
I think we need to find a way to fight this person or enlist the aid of someone who knows how to fight this person and get it done. Because we can't have this hanging out there. And you're a member of this crew, her crew. and there's no way out of it until you show me that there's a good reason for you to leave. So far, I haven't seen it. We'll
Flash
figure
it.
this out.
I agree wholeheartedly. We can't go back to Daghi right now.
What you need to
Okay.
understand is it doesn't matter where we go, she will follow, and anywhere we have gone, she will do what she did to those ships. So everywhere you take me is committing them to death.
Huh. Where did the Tatari hang out again?
Right. I was like, I think we can fix most of this, and as long as we got a couple hours, like.
Lash
Every stop between there and your Chitari.
Lash doubles down, and she's like, "For right now, we're safe." And she like looks dead at her crew, and she's like, and she like grabs his arm, and like makes sure he has attention. Says, "Just focus on keeping the ship going. We're safe right now, her crew. Keep us safe right now, her crew. We need information, and my master might be able to help us and tell us where we should go. We understand the danger here, but we
What
need
you
more
just told me
options."
of we are safe for now has been my mantra since they picked me up from Dathomir.
We have no other choice.
Where? But your mindset right now is the one I have lived in for these past months.
So your only
Only-
freedom is to defeat this evil.
I am beyond that hope. I won't even
Well,
allow within me.
All right, well,
You can-
we're not.
Yeah, you can wallow in your world of this can't happen, won't happen, and we can't save ourselves. I've got to believe
No,
something a
you
little bit
can
different.
save yourself. It is very simple.
No,
Leave
we
me
don't
somewhere.
need to save us. We need to save you. Like, you are a part of us, so we can't save ourselves unless you are a part of that.
Cat speaks the truth.
Lash is mean.
Okay, we've got our job to do. Let's do it. I'm gonna get on my computer and see what I can do about finding out some information.
I'm gonna
The
pick
two
up
of
a
you?
wrench and go. Yep.
Yeah, Jad, see what you can do about looking into the weapons. We may need them, so check them for me.
You got it.
Lash, report back to me whenever you find out what you find out. And I only took us out into deep space 3 hours in hyperspace. When we get out of there, I'm going to need some options as to where to go. So hopefully somebody comes up with a good suggestion. Otherwise, I might just park us at the Tatari base and let her have their way with them.
Well, if need be, I left the E-web bolted.
To the floor in the ramp.
Just the tripod. I put the rest away.
I like the way you think, Jen. I really do. Okay, let's hop to it.
And her crew is going to go assist with repairs.
Okay.
Lash is going to go and sit down with Master Jinnah and ask if she's heard of the the sisters on Dathomir.
Okay. You go into your room, and she is sitting there. Looks like she's meditating on the floor.
Lash is going to mimic her meditative stance, and get into a student mindset again, as she would with her master.
Okay. You guys sit for a moment, and she says, "You have a question."
She says, I do, Master. One of our fellow crew aboard our ship is in fear of his life over an old evil from his past that has caught up to him. And it seems as though he's in danger from something called a sister from the planet Dathomir. Have you ever heard of that?
She takes a deep breath. She says, "The Night Sisters are an extreme faction that uses the Force in a manner that is more evil than even the most dark side user can do. They are formidable to normal entities. They are a challenge for a Jedi or a Sith. I don't think at this point you would be able to do much in a one-on-one encounter with her.
I understand, Master.
The real question is, can she track him? I sense no darkness in him, therefore I can't sever his connection to the Force, and I'm not certain that without training he would be able to sever his connection. So that might be how she is finding him within a planetary, within a solar system. She would be able to sense him. So she may have just waited in an area where you have been before, and that's when she has shown up.
Master, we also fear for some of the friends of the crew. They have acquaintances on multiple planets that are innocent people, people that I want to protect as well. And her crew believes that she may target them in order to draw him out. From what you're saying, it seems like we might need assistance. Do you have any idea where we might get some help?
I do not think the Jedi Order would get involved on such a small scale situation. You may have to, well, if we knew what her goal was, we might be able to work around that. Does he know what her machinations are or plans, or?
The only thing that I know is that I could hear her calling to him and stating that he cannot escape her. It seems she wants him back.
Oh, that is different. If she was just to kill him, she might target peripheral targets to get him to come out. But this seems very personal, so she may just attack anyone in the path, people that are trying to protect him. but I don't know if she would lay an elaborate ruse or a trap. They're very direct. They don't mince words. They don't plan decades ahead. They're very much in the moment. So if you keep on the move and be ready to leave as soon as you sense her, or get to a solar system and sense for her through the Force, and if you find her there, then leaving immediately would probably be your best bet. Because she does seem to leave a very big impression in the Force. You should be able to sense her. Especially now that she's touched your mind.
I understand. Do you... So you don't think it's the way of the Night Sisters to go after some of these people on the periphery? You think she's more direct and would stay on his trail?
Yes. This is... I guess if you told her everything, she says the key word was pet. She thinks he is already hers and escaped. So I'm not sure if you were trying to find your pet, if you would burn down a village that the pet had gone through. I imagine she is very direct in this manner of finding him and bringing him back.
You make a great point, Master. Thank you for your insight.
Tomorrow we begin training with a lightsaber.
And she like kind of, her eyes get big for a second, and she mentions to Jenna that under that moment of distress when her crew had his motions overloaded and it kind of bled off through the Force, and she felt it, that she reached down and grabbed hold of her lightsaber, and she tells Jenna, she's like, thank you. I keep going to it, and I would appreciate some training with it. So if something happens, I know what to do. And she like bows, very gratefully to Master Jenna and goes to give a report to Dodd.
All right. As soon as you start to leave, she says, we have more training to do. And she turns you around. And she basically motions for you to sit back on the ground again. She says, I know you're in a hurry, but I'm going to start going over the different Force abilities that I can train you in if you let me know which ones sound like you want to learn. And so the rest of this 24-hour period, if she can keep you up, it's an endurance thing. She's going to go through all the Force powers, and when you click on the ones you want to learn, she teaches you. So that way we have that sort of folded in real quick.
By the way, I will be sending you my wants, my build that I have for a few levels out, so you can kind of throw that into things of how I would like to go.
Sure. All right. So while this training is taking place, let's do the mechanics. Hakru, are you up to helping or doing anything? I imagine you're just wrecked.
Yeah, but one thing that I've noticed I've been doing with the crew is things like repairs are where he like just goes and that's how he gets out of his head, is by doing something with his hands.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still rocking a -5.
Yeah.
I think because I haven't rested.
Yeah. Does it knock it all down when you rest, or does it knock a level off? I can't remember how the condition track works. I think it.
So it goes. So if I rest,
you can do what is the healing? The quick healing, the swift.
Oh, second wind or swift wind.
Yeah.
Whatever. That only applies when you're down a certain amount of hit points.
It doesn't have anything to do with the condition track if you're down that at all. I would think it would.
I think a second wind does bring you up on the condition track. I'll have to look it up, but I do know, like, in order to use it, period, you have to be down a certain amount of hit points.
3 swift actions to use the recover, which brings you up 1.
There you go.
And then resting for 8 hours removes all conditions.
There you go.
Okay,
excellent.
Cool. So yeah, for
probably need to get some rest first, at least a little bit.
I would say he probably used the recover to tell the story. And right now he definitely needs to not sleep. So it's only a -2.
Okay.
I can't make it worse.
Yeah. Well, can you botch on a mechanics roll? Fixing up
I mean,
stuff?
in
it's-
theory, no, but
Yeah, it's one of those like
Yeah, 'cause
on
there
skill
aren't-
checks,
That's right.
natural 1 and
Naturals.
natural 20 don't mean anything.
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So start making those mechanic rolls.
Okay. Because this is a straight DC 20 and an hour to do 1d8 hit points.
Yes.
So
I got a 20 exactly.
I got more than that. I got a
Okay.
25. So
Oh,
I healed 8 hit points.
nice.
I'm at work with a will.
How far
Who
down?
got 5?
How far down is the ship on hit points?
Oh,
We're way
we
down.
are at 27 out of 110.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while. So we have 3 hours while we're in hyperspace until we come out. So we can do a couple of checks now.
You're in hyperspace for 24 hours almost.
Yeah, so
It's a full day.
Leto may want to.
Well, I thought Greg did a quick jump.
Oh,
That was
no.
he rolled
Did he
to
do
just get us out of there.
did you
Yeah.
do
3-hour jump.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a 3-hour
That
jump.
was the plan, but if it's
Okay,
Because I did.
cinematic.
Yeah.
okay. Because I thought
You know,
I thought it rolled down to the point when he was like, "We got to go." You'd finish the full calculations, but
No, he made the quick. He made
Okay.
the DC 30.
okay.
I think we had officially like
That's
2 rounds left before he finished the base one.
Well,
and
we
the crew
mentioned
was
it.
not waiting 2 rounds.
We mentioned it a little bit ago about the 3 hours, but I mean that's
Honestly, I just picked that number out of the air.
Right.
So whatever works for dramatic effect, I'm good with. Whatever you
The
guys
thing is,
decide.
if we had planted the jump back to Dagi, I would have mentioned that while Huckleberry was
No.
talking about not
We're
leaving
n-
the back there. So
Okay.
that's
We're not going back to Dog
not going
Key
back
right
to
away.
Dagi.
Okay.
Right.
What
But
is-
also, if so, one quick thing though, if Leto also helps with the repairs because he's got the mechanic skill, doesn't he?
Yes, he also does.
Yeah, then that could be a third D8 that we can get. So we can get 3 D8s per hour of healing.
Mechanics. Yeah, he's trained in it.
would it be appropriate for Lash during this the training to give a report back to Dodd and let him know, and a crew would probably be privy to it too, that Master Jenna does not believe it's the way of the Night Sisters to hurt someone else while they're on this type of thing.
She-
That we could probably find a new destination.
She keeps you there until you come out of hyperspace, and then you can go up and talk to them. It sort of interrupts her training, and she kind of sighs, and she says, "Go tell them," so you can go where you need to go. And wait a minute, let's do the 3 hours real quick. Mechanics. That is
I've got
a
Leto pulled
19.
up. I can also roll from him if needed.
What's the DC on the mechanics roll?
It's a 20.
It's just 20.
You rolled a 19 for the first hour.
Okay, so
So we have 8 and 5 is what we did.
Yeah.
yeah.
On the second one, I'm gonna spend a force point because I have a bunch and I haven't spent them, and I rolled low enough that Yep, there we go. That was what I needed. So I succeeded
Okay.
with a force point.
Hakru succeeded as well.
7 hit points.
Okay.
And 2 on the second one.
Okay. And Leto does not make that the second one. He rolled a 1, so
And then the third one, I succeeded,
okay.
I also succeeded.
and another 7.
I also got a 7. So it was 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 5. What was the last 2 numbers?
You're down to 35 left. And Leto does do that third one for another 5. So you're down 30 hit points.
Okay.
Ship comes out of hyperspace safely, and the knot's up in the cockpit and says, "We've come out of hyperspace. If we want to talk about where we want to go," and it's over the intercom, so everyone sort of hears this. And that's what interrupts Lash's training.
Rura hauls herself out of whatever subfloor compartment
Yep.
she was
Her
wrenching.
crew comes out of the roof.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I guess everyone meets in the common area again.
Would it be spanning? Are we calling them spanners?
Yes.
Or hydrothinning? So it would
Hy-
be spanning. I don't like that
Spanners.
verb.
Yeah.
Did we discuss with everyone in the group that she can follow him, or
Not yet.
just
That's
Lash?
what-
Okay.
That's what's
Okay.
happening in this meeting.
All right. I couldn't remember if it was in character or not.
Yeah, she started to leave, and then her master stopped her and made her continue. Did that frustrate you, Lash?
No.
You didn't want to tell them like right away what you found out.
Well, I mean, yes, but I think she's so interested in learning that she was okay with that, especially because she's pretty sure that while they're in hyperspace, they're safe.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right. So you guys all gather.
So Lash comes out, and you can see that everyone can see she's, sweaty. She's been focusing. She's been, just kind
That
of,
makes half the crew.
so a little bit of a wet dog smell going on.
Dodd's got a map of where you're at, the galaxy, and then all the blue dots are slowly floating around everybody.
Rura's looking around like trying to figure out if anybody else can smell that, or is she great? Like what?
Lash gives this really awkward, don't mention it kind of look at the cat, and says, Dad, I spoke with Master Jenna in the holocron, and she had some pretty good insights. Let me tell you all what she said. So she gathers everybody around. And she explains to them that she doesn't believe that the Night Sisters really work in a larger planning way to, she don't think that people outside of us are in any kind of danger. That her crew is in danger and we're in danger because we're with her crew, but none of the other places like Doggy or anything would be under immediate threat. She doesn't think that if we avoided, if we avoided Doggy, she probably wouldn't go there.
This is why I said leave me somewhere, because you are right. As long as I am with you, you are in danger.
And Lash gets frustrated, and she smacks her hands down on the table and looks at her crew. And Dodd, I'm sure, is doing the same thing, and she's going to say, "We're not doing it. Don't say it again. You would give your life for us. We know it, and we are not just setting you down somewhere." And she's pissed.
I say, yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to say. I wasn't going to say it like quite so strongly, but yeah, I'm done hearing about this drop you off on a rock thing. Let's exhaust some other opportunities before we give up. All right.
So now, did I hear this right? Did you say she can track you?
Apparently so. She discarded me because she thought I was actually dead and could not revive me again. I was literally thrown out as trash.
Lash, what did she say about her tracking ability?
She believes that the dark energies that the Night Sisters control through the Force link her to him. She's used these dark energies for lack of better terminology, is their force magic, which creates a bond. And she like looks at Hakru like directly, and she says, "Hakru, Master Jin is willing to try to train you to sever that connection. I know you've been hesitant to train under her, but this might give us an advantage if you can control her ability to track you." And she looks back to the rest of the crew and she says, "Dodd, do you think that's a good idea?" And like wants everyone else kind of to back her up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't understand this stuff, but it seems like these skills could be pretty useful. But what did she say about fighting her? I mean, surely there's a force in the galaxy that is opposed to these people if they're that unscrupulous.
So Lash like bows her head down. She says, "Unfortunately, I don't have a good answer. Master Jenna doesn't think that the Jedi typically get involved for small personal vendettas such as this. I wasn't able to get any good information about our options for help at this time."
It sounds like your master agrees with me, where running and separation is the theme.
And Lash looks back and says, "But if you can sever the connection with her, we don't have to run all the time. She won't be able to find us."
She's not tracking you, it sounds like. She's tracking the connection. Ruin that connection, and there's light years and parsecs and parsecs of space that she would have to comb through to find you.
But to do this, I must learn these force.
Well, look at the alternative.
No, this is a question.
Lash?
You hear,
Master Jenna,
you hear
go ahead.
a voice from behind everyone, and it's soft, and it says, "Yes, you would have to learn the basics of the Force." And you all kind of turn around, and it's a woman in not really robes, almost like a dress. Her hair's all up, and she's walking forward with her hands held together.
I immediately look to my right at Jad and put my arm out to stop him from shooting at it.
That was a good thing.
Good idea.
I've been wanting to try out the DLs.
I don't blame you. They're really sweet.
Lash,
She says,
Who would have me embrace what the Night Sisters love?
she looks directly at you, and she says, "They practice a version of what you can do, and they've twisted it. So you must use this to counter them. You must use a different version of what they can do to hide yourself actively." She says,
And this
when
would give me power?
this could give you the power to defend yourself.
And as I'm gaining this power, if she was to come and to take me and to turn me against you,
She would have to do more work to turn you against yourself, because you would know how to defend yourself. But at the start, you would basically be hiding yourself. You would know when she's reaching out through the Force to sense you, and be able to conceal yourself against her.
Oh, go ahead.
It won't be easy.
it is not hard things that scare me.
I look over at this ghostly image.
It's not ghostly. It is solid. She looks real. There's no like lines through this hologram. This person looks like a person.
Okay.
Her voice is coming from her.
I look
Does she have a
directly into
smell?
this person's eyes,
Perception.
and I say to Lash, What the hell is
I rolled
this?
a 1. I don't know.
I smell a wet dog. That's all I smell. A sweaty dog. She looks over to smell and she's like right into her fur and she's like, damn it. Does the cat puking thing?
She does that weird ass cat thing where they don't quite close their mouth and they're just like.
Yeah.
All right.
looking right at her
She
in the
doesn't.
eyes.
You're looking at her eyes, and she's looking directly at her crew the whole time. She's not stopping her.
Okay.
It's not,
the crew hasn't stopped looking at her either.
It's not a gaze, but she's locked on you almost, and not in a threatening way. And make a perception roll, crew.
Okay. And like I'm not like threatening or posturing at her either.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much like looking for any reason to not do what they're asking, no matter how reasonable this ask is.
Right.
I'm looking for those things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna re-roll my perception. Yeah, there we go. That's at least a 27.
Okay. What you're gleaning from your sort of locked vision from her is a sense of compassion that you've never sensed in another being. Even your friends, they kind of look at you and move on and do their thing, and they're your friends, but this is more like a motherly gaze that she's sort of looking at you with not sadness.
Words to use.
No, it's like what you have seen from other people and other things. Like this is the compassionate side that you never got. This is the exact opposite.
I understand that, but it was the whole. It's like, yeah, it's motherly. Oh, like the mother from the Night Sister.
Yeah, no, that's not what you. Is it? As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite. It's the whole. You suddenly realize, like,
I completely understand. Out of character right now.
Yeah.
I completely understand what you're saying, and yes, Hikaru is going to respond appropriately to that. I just couldn't help but go, that's the wrong word.
So yeah,
Well,
Dodd, you're looking at her eyes, but she's just like, not lovingly, but compassionately looking at him, and you sense it. Like you're like, this is like a mom talking to her kid almost. Like this is surreal.
well, and
Very maternal.
Lash is going to stand up and in a very proud gesture introduce them in a very formal way to Jedi Master Jenna, and explain that she's from Holocron.
Holocron?
You guys know about the Holocron.
Yeah. No, you just
Right.
said it. She's
It's an
from
unfamiliar
Holocron
word.
like it was a place.
Oh, I heard from
Holocron.
from
It's just
Holocron.
west of Akron.
No, from the Holocron.
Yeah. I stand up and kind of move past everyone else and get relatively close and reach out my hand to her in a gesture of greeting.
Oh, so you do like that.
Like a handshake.
It's like one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She reaches out,
Mhm.
and you touch another being. It's neither cold nor warm, and it shocks you when you do that because you're like you were expecting your hand to pass through it.
What's my role to keep my cool? Check.
Yeah, when she shocks you, it's 1d4.
Yeah.
Right.
Willpower. Willpower, maybe.
How do we do it?
Charisma.
Let's see. Shoot. It would be a cool roll, so it'd be your will.
Okay.
How are we going to do that again?
I don't know. You tell me.
You have to roll under it,
Okay.
and with the expectation that your hand was going to pass through her, it would give you a plus 10 to your roll.
Okay.
So 10 plus a d20 to determine
Well, I
whether or
rolled
not
a
it goes
2,
as well.
so I think I'm in good shape.
There you go. So you
All
kind
right.
of steady yourself. This is like the Doctor from Voyager. When he needs to be
Yeah.
material, he can
Yeah,
interact,
right.
sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
So I shake her hand And I said, well, what did you call her? I'm sorry, out of character. What did you call her?
Master Jenna.
Master Jenna, thank you. Well, Master Jenna, I speak on behalf of everybody here. Welcome aboard. But please don't be any trouble because we don't need extra.
She looks at you all of a sudden. Like this whole time you're talking to her and shaking her hand, she's kind of like put her hand out to you and keeps looking at her crew. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you say that, she turns to you. And you're the only, I guess, at the angle you're looking at her, her look sends a tingle down your spine. Like you just like try to swat at a razor beast and it looks at you. Like you're threatening me.
All I'm doing is asking you not to be trouble.
No, that's just what goes through your head. You shoots a tingle up your spine, and the look says it all.
The look says you're threatening me.
Yeah. Says you better not threaten. And not in a mean way, but it's just one of those, like, if you went up to somebody who's a triple black belt or something like that, and you're like, what do you know? And they just look at you like, I will f you up. I'm sorry. Language. I will mess you up, man.
You know, since this is a Disney product, like anytime somebody curses, the bleep should just be Steve Rogers. Just language.
Yeah. Anyway, I look kind of puzzled at her.
Yeah.
And I think
and she goes right back to looking at her crew.
Yeah, in my head, I'm thinking there's this less than soccer ball sized thing I could drop kick right out of the ship if I needed. Yeah. So I go back and sit down and prop my legs up on the table.
It's a hologram. What's she gonna do, man?
Yeah. Well, she was solid. That part threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah, it's still kind of a mystery.
Well, this whole thing is weird. Yeah. Like this is space weird, not just regular weird.
Right. All right.
Okay. So I guess going back to the conversation, as a crew, everyone wishes for me to learn this exact thing that I absolutely do not want.
Crew, I can't speak for everybody here, but I can say that I get the general sense that we all want you to live. And I think this is your best chance.
Lash nods her head in agreement.
Jenna says, she kind of walks a little closer and kneels down a little bit to you if you're sitting. And she says, from what I've been told, she is going to come at you. And your friends are going to naturally stand in between. And if you can't stop her or hide yourself, then she will cut them down to retrieve you. And if you escape for years and have a family or more friends, and she finds you, she will be relentless.
I have resigned myself to that. I have not resigned them to this. I have resigned myself to that.
You know those acts of kindness? Do you remember when you bought that suit that I wear on special occasions? When you bought those items for every single one of the crew, right? You didn't need to do that. That was an act of kindness on your part. And every time you stood in the way of a blaster bolt or put something back together, that was just one more drop in the great bank of us caring about you. And I don't think for 1 second there is a soul on this ship that would back down at anything to keep you alive. So you tell me, her crew, what is it you want? Because if you want to walk away from that, you want to walk away from all of this, the affection, the attention, the care, the consideration, and a job, mostly a job. You tell me, I'll drop you off anywhere you want to go. But I think your best bet's with us. We might not be the fastest, we might not be the strongest, but we got character, You got a teacher. I think we're in good shape, man. Let's just do this thing.
Jenna says, you have a family. Do you protect them?
Also, if you try to go, I'm going to take your speeder and keep it for myself.
No, I give that to
That
somebody who
will
knows
take
how to drive.
And I'm taking your bunk.
We're gonna sleep in both of them.
At the same time in different rooms.
It's my Wednesday bed.
This. If I decide to leave, you let me leave.
Yeah. I'll let you leave. I think everybody will try to stop you.
No. Everybody must let me leave. If I do this, and I decide that she is too much, and that I need to leave for everyone's safety, you all have to let me go.
Well,
Sorry, I
I'm
was
not.
looking at the skills. That was my skill
Well, there
set.
is no way in tarnation I'm letting you leave. You guys turn around. He's floating by with like a spanner. He looks over, turns to you guys. I'd miss you.
Man, you can't let Leto down.
Like, this is when, like, Haku's face actually, like, starts to swell a little bit. Like,
It's all binary. You're either here or you're not. And I don't want the not.
I mean, the droid makes a lot of sense.
I understand. But that is my condition. It's only one.
That you will try your hardest. Die trying.
Leto,
And if you fail at that, we'll let you go.
Leto floats
I will
down to
do-
your side, and a little claw comes out. He-
Oh, I hold his hand. I straight up hold his hand. He goes, I will do everything that I can. I will put everything I can into this training. I will put everything I can into resisting, hiding, and if necessary, fighting her. But if there comes a time where the best option is for me to leave, you must all let me go.
Well, that'll be an interesting day.
If you never don't think it'll ever happen, then it should be nothing for you to promise.
Lash says that she's willing to accept that possibility.
There you go. Our very own space wizard has said that they'll let you go if it's the only choice. Good enough for you?
That is one. I need to hear it from everybody else.
Oh, I already told you I'd let you go.
Okay, we've got two.
I'm keeping the speeder.
Fine.
I won't stop you.
Leto floats into your vision. The other claw comes out and takes your other hand. He says, where you go, I go.
Aw. You
Grips the
got
claws.
a friend in me.
He does the
over it
Wally
and
all Wally eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Haku's eyes are definitely welling up at this. But also, Haku looks over at Nanat.
It seems it's a consensus. If you want to go, you may go. Leto can go with you.
And that's conditional on you're going to try this and we're going to figure this out, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I don't like sitting in space for this long without a destination. We need to pick one and go.
Oh, she's already behind us. Like, we need to go, yes.
So let's pick a spot. How much fuel do we got in a knot?
We have enough
Okay.
for at least 2 weeks travel.
So, Master Jenna, is there a place that you feel would be appropriate for this kind of thing?
I can train him on the ship en route, as I've been
All right.
training Lash. Nanat says, we should probably finish the run and upgrade the ship in case she does attack us in space.
We took ourselves enough out of the way that I think that if we do that, she'll at least have a little bit of time to course correct.
Right.
So, yeah, let's put in for Doggy. That'll give us 24 hours of flight time. Then it's going to be real tired huffing that stuff back into the ship and turning right back around. So,
since you jumped 3 hours in a random direction, it's 27 hours. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Get bunk time where you can. Let's do this thing.
Jenna holds out her hand as she slowly stands up to her crew. Shall we begin now?
Ready, Will? Ship's in acceptable condition.
Is it? I mean, seriously, is it?
A hose banging on his head. Spark in the back.
It's at the point where it's not pretty, but also
Right.
nothing is any longer on fire.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And Rura can take care of the rest while he's doing that.
All right.
If Chad is still in his spacesuit, have him go outside and tighten the bolts on the satellite dish.
I'll give him a hand.
He totally is. He's been wearing it the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Just in case you got to go out again. You never know.
You never know. I was afraid she was going to catch us back there.
So Jad goes out on the hull for a little bit with Leto. He goes out and does some repairs. He just needs an hour. Oh, rolled good. So an additional, where's it at? 8 points back to the ship. So you guys are down to 22. What do I do with it? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Rura does another 6.
Okay. All right. Not bad. All right. So the rest, we'll just yada out of the rest of the trip. Some plates are put on the outside hull where there were huge gouge marks from the blaster fire. Leto and Jad come back in, and bay door closes, and about that time, Dodd's ready with the computations. The ship spins just a little bit, and then takes off in hyperspace. And the vision closes down, and we'll call it here tonight. And hopefully we'll get back next week. I guess thank you everybody for tuning in, and may the Force be with you. This has been a production of Gaming Without Gaming, all rights reserved. Visit us at gamingwithoutgaming.com. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/gamingwithoutgaming. Title music is by Greg Braun. Find him on soundcloud.com/Clara7. That's KLARA-7. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Gaming Without Gaming logo music is by Kevin MacLeod.